And we're live. Welcome, everybody. We are at St. Killian's Parish here in Cranberry, Pennsylvania, with Father David Schmidt. He has actually been now the first priest in person on the live stream. We've had seminarians, we've had a priest join us virtually, but he's the first in person. So, welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yep, we're excited to have you. Father David, you've been a priest now for 4 years, correct?
4 years, yeah.
And so what we've been doing with these live streams is just telling stories. So we want to hear from these guys on why they entered seminary and just the power that our Lord has in stories and the power that He is working in each one of us is just great to hear. So I'm going to get out of the way, and we just want to hear from you on why on earth in 2015 would somebody like yourself with so many other options in the world, why on earth would you enter seminary?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, I never really thought about the priesthood. It was never really an option in my mind. So growing up, I grew up in Butler, Pennsylvania, grew up in a Catholic family, and we would go to Mass on Sundays and went to Catholic elementary school and went to a public high school. And growing up, my big thing was just I love playing sports. So my life was pretty much playing sports and going to school, all that stuff. And so when I got to the end of high school, I started thinking, okay, what do I want to do with my life? And they say, if you enjoy what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. So I was like, well, I love sports, so I'll just pursue that. Pursue that.
Logic.
That avenue. So I went to California, University of Pennsylvania, to get a degree in sports management. And so my dream job growing up was to be a GM of a baseball team. So somebody who is in charge of the free agent signings, the trades, building an organization, building a team, all that stuff. And so that was kind of the route that I was wanting to go. And but a big part of my vocation story was throughout high school. Didn't date or anything like that. So I remember my freshman year of college, still having this desire in my heart to be in a relationship and all these things. And I remember at the end of my first semester at Cal U, they had something on the theology of the body after one of the masses on campus. And I remember hearing this one prayer, and this prayer really struck me. And so I went back to my dorm room, looked all over the internet for it. And it was a prayer by St. Anthony of Padua called "Be Satisfied with Me." And I remember reading this prayer, and it talked about how, until we make God and God alone, until we are content, satisfied, fulfilled with Him alone, then we can't have this love that we desire in our hearts. And so as I was reading this prayer and just the different aspects of this prayer, just letting the Lord surprise you with this love, and then when you're ready for this love, He'll present it to you. It was for the first time in my life that I felt like the Lord was really speaking into the depths of my heart and the specific desires. And I remember that moment just thinking, one, that notion of God alone. I was first I was well, that sounds kind of boring, because it's God alone and nothing else. But two, I was wasn't that what it means to be a priest? And I was well, I don't want to be a priest, so it kind of
that's out.
Push that away. But also too, the whole notion of God surprising with this love. My notion of love was so narrow, where I thought it was I'm going to turn the corner on campus, I'm going to run into this great girl, we're going to hit it off, she's going to be a huge Pirates fan, and we're going to get all these Pirate games together, and just
I own the Pirates. It
was just so narrow a view of what my view of love was. And but I remember in that moment just thinking, okay, Lord, if this is what I need to do to find this love that I'm searching for, I was okay, I'm going to do whatever I can to make God alone enough for me. And I have no idea what that looks like, but I'm going to pursue it. So I really started to take my faith more seriously. And what started to happen was I started to discover that there was more to the faith than just being a good kid and going to church. And that there was something beyond, below the surface. And the deeper I went, and just the more I encountered God's love, the more amazing it got, the more I realized just how amazing His love was. And I just wanted to go deeper and deeper and faster, and it created a natural desire to want to share the faith with others and share with others just how amazing His love was. And so I started getting involved in campus ministry at Cal U, eventually helping to run the campus ministry my last year. But when I left, I was still thinking, be in the sports industry, get married. And so I went to graduate school at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, fun.
Working in the athletic department there as a grad assistant. I kind of got to the point where I was just like, okay, how can I give everything to this?
Yeah.
And so that's when the thought of the priesthood popped up. And at that moment, just kind of discerned it, wrestled it with it for about 2 years, especially the notion of giving up marriage. And so I was able to connect with different people, the priests on campus there, and just discern it, pray about it more. Then I graduated college, came back home to Butler, was running a young adult ministry, working at Dick's Sporting Goods part-time, and just trying to figure things out. Like, do I go to sports? Do I go to ministry? Yeah. But eventually was meeting with this one priest who was helping me discern, and a huge aspect, or one of the moments that I had with him that was a big turning point was, I remember going to this priest and I said, Father, why is God asking me to give up something as good as a beautiful, holy Catholic woman in marriage? And I don't desire the bar scene, I don't desire any of that stuff. And I just remember him saying, God will never ask you to give up something without giving you something else in return. And I remember when he said that, it just flipped my whole perspective on the priesthood. Because I was thinking, well, if he's asking me to give up something as good as marriage, what does he have in store for me in the priesthood?
Right, yeah.
And so I started to look at priesthood with a question of intrigue, and then just fast forwarding, got to a point, basically it was just like, okay,
I'm intrigued.
Like, this seems like the next logical step, but if I enter, it means I'm never going to date, never going to marry, never going to have all these things I've always wanted. But Lord, I trust that I'll be happy. I trust that I'll be happy. And when I entered seminary in 2015, it was kind of like all throughout seminary, the Lord showing just how faithful he was, and just deepening that love, and just showing me that his love was truly alone. His love alone is truly enough to satisfy every desire of my heart in ways far beyond I could ever imagine. And that love that I've been searching for my whole life was found in him. And so the seminary was just deepening that. And again, I've been ordained a priest for 4 years, and it's been a beautiful gift, and I'm just really thankful that the Lord just led me on this path. So.
Yeah. So you would say that you are happy then?
Oh yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah. I tell people the priesthood, it's a good life, and it's filled with so many blessings, and it's been great.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great story. I think there's just the Lord just pursues you, and it sounds like you put good people in your life, which is, I mean, that's something that I chew on often, is like just this thanksgiving for the individuals that were just with you and with me, like on a path. Just like, man, if that person hadn't been there, wow, that could have gone differently. Or if that priest hadn't said that thing, like that would have gone differently. So the fun question that we ask people is like, what's something about seminary that you don't think people understand, or would be a fun fact or a piece of information, or draw the curtain a hair or something?
Yeah, I think sometimes when people think that when you enter seminary, you almost like lose your humanity, where it's just like everybody's just going to be like in this prayer posture this whole time, and just like, I don't know, I think, and
you're so holy because you're in seminary.
Yeah, like that type of thing. But it's a lot more normal, I guess, in some ways than what people think, in the sense of like again, like I love sports. You've always been a part of it, and like in seminary, like there's plenty of time. You learn how to pray, liturgy of the hours, and holy hours, and mass, and all these things. And you do your academics, you go to school, but there's also plenty of time to like just do fun stuff together. So like some of the fun stuff that we did when I was in major theology down in Washington, D.C. at Theological College, we would have this event called the Iron Seminarian. So it was this tournament where you had a ping pong, pool, and darts. And you had a bracket set up, and you would accumulate points as you advanced in the brackets, and whoever had the most total points at the end would be the Iron Seminarian for that year. So it was funny. So we had like video game tournaments.
You had a basketball tournament, right? Wasn't there basketball?
There's a seminary basketball tournament at different seminaries around the country that we would travel to.
Super cool.
We play pickup together, and play football, and just.
So you're still playing sports?
Yeah, still playing sports. Still very involved. It's still a big part of my life, and. You have to balance it, of course, now with can't be spending too much time on it. But so it's you don't lose your humanity. If anything, it's meant, like any of our vocations, meant to make you more yourself in whatever way. So
Yeah, it's like the most original you can be who God's calling you to be.
Yeah.
And not some product of someone else.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I appreciate the time today. I appreciate hearing your story. If you're watching this, if you have any questions for Father David or anything that you've heard, leave a comment below. We will post this after the live stream. And yeah, we love having you with us. We love hearing these stories. Pray for your seminarians, pray for your priests, pray for your diocese, and don't drink bad coffee. And until the next one, we'll see you guys later.